Kate, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you, Martine. It's great to be here.
You're working at a great company, but it's a legacy company for many of us.
Yes.
So when you talk about chill, it's really exciting. So let's hear from you.
Yeah, sure. So I work for Cisco, who, you're right, have been around for over 30 years. And my function within Cisco, CHILL, stands for Cisco Hyperinnovation Living Labs. So I focus on industry-wide innovation, on bringing together different industry giants across an industry at once to work together, to pull together, to drive disruptive innovation in different spaces.
We talk about industry-wide. It sounds very interesting. But I'm just wondering, how do you bring that together? Because it doesn't work that easily.
Exactly right. You know, people say, the only thing harder than working with one large company and trying to drive one large company to innovate is trying to drive many. But the way we think is that for some of the real breakthroughs that we're looking to drive, for some of the spaces where we think we're going to see the most disruptive innovation, spaces like data and analytics, artificial intelligence, blockchain, they actually need a whole industry to come together in order for the innovation to be meaningful. These are trends that don't favor first movers. These are trends that really need companies to be able to partner with others. Unless you have folks that you can connect your data to, then a lot of the IoT movement just doesn't make any sense. So it was based on that idea that we brought CHILL together a couple of years ago. And so, to give you some examples, our last living lab was focused on blockchain and securing the digitized supply chain. And we had DB Schenker, the large global logistics provider, Intel, GE, and Citibank, along with Cisco, working together to look at ways that blockchain can help us be more secure across our supply chains. And if you think about those different companies, Citibank as a large banking firm, DB Schenker driving logistics, Cisco is one of Intel's largest customers. You can see how these different players make up different part of the innovation equation.
So when you look at emerging startups, who are focusing on these technologies you mentioned. One of the advantages of coming and working with big companies, Cisco, is obviously the resources and the opportunity to scale. But the flip side of this is the bigger companies, once they are acquired or merged into, then the innovation kind of completely dies down. There is no enthusiasm. There is nothing much to look forward to. So people will be there for the time that contracts say they should be, and then they move out. And Cisco has acquired a lot of companies in the past. So now that this is completely a different spin on things, how do you see that you can correct those things and keep that innovation alive in young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, you're right. Cisco is a highly acquisitive company. We acquire a new company around every 5 weeks. So we have pretty well-developed muscles when it comes to bringing different companies in and what the capabilities are. And we have different plans for different companies that we acquire. Sometimes, if it's like tech and talent acquisition, it simply moves into the Cisco family. And at other times, like when we acquired Meraki, which we acquired 2-3 years ago, is still very separate, has a very separate physical identity here in San Francisco, very different culture, has dogs and hoodies and teenagers in the office space in a way that we don't down in San Jose. So we do take a horses for courses approach. And it's interesting, we have something of a founders forum within the company. And that is nearly 50 founders that we have acquired who have stayed with the company over time. It's interesting with the CHILL function, in some cases we actually create startups from scratch. And in that way we're actually finding new opportunities for those founders to do different things. In fact, the most recent startup we had created in a CHILL environment is the CEO is a former founder of a company we acquired a few years ago, Tropo.
So finally, how do these young innovative entrepreneurs find you, and how do you look out for them?
Yeah, so We do like to work with new founders. We like to work with those who are looking for their next venture. We have roles within these living labs that we create called distinguished entrepreneurs. And in those cases, we actually place CEO, founder candidates on teams with senior executives from large corporations to work on those concepts and those ideas. So I'd love to hear from folks. They can connect with me on LinkedIn, Kate O'Keeffe, or on Twitter, Kate C. O'Keeffe. And we would love to find opportunities to place those founders in new ventures that we build together across industries.
All right, great. Thank you, and it's great work, by the way.
Thanks, Quentin.
So
Lovely to meet you.